All right, welcome back. This is Black Lodge Trivia Nights. Let's play, starting off as a cage match of Dark Souls 2 versus Dark Souls 2 Sin's Scholar of the First Sin. In the first part, I cobbled together running through Forest of the Fallen Giants in both the original and the revised Scholar, just to sort of take a look at what was different. The main takeaway I had was that so far Scholar is more of like the dick version of the game. Added difficulty, not always personally 100% sure why. Appreciated that they went a little deeper on the lighting, even though that's not something I particularly cared about or wanted. But yeah. So, and I, again, my bias is, at least at the time that I played this, I didn't love it. But what I should also, I say like I think I came across a little strong on what I thought about this game when I first played it. Like even a Souls game, even like a less than stellar Souls game is still solid, right? So it just, I obviously my expectations were sky high coming off of the first game. They were not met with this one, but that's not to say that this was a terrible game. So what I thought I would do is I would try and pick a second area to compare. And again, at some point, I'm probably going to be like, okay, I think I'm done comparing. Let's just pick one or the other. And make the run about that. Just because what I've sort of discovered is a way to take a game that I don't love and play it twice. So I don't know if that's what I'm actually looking to do. Love to get 100%. What's the weight on this? This is half weight. It's 1.5 on the weight compared to 3. Now, 3's not crazy. They got the same physical resistance. This one's got a lot more of just about everything else, though. So I think I'm going to switch to the large leather shield and work with that. So the other area, so the reason why I was hoping to find this sort of water world is because I know there are some pretty significant changes between the two. I'm trying to remember how to actually do this, though. And what I was trying to remember in the first one is that I don't know if I actually ever... Oh, here we go. I don't know if I actually ever beat this game on Scholar of the First Sin. So what I remember the original release being like was that it came out and then they released the DLC. I don't know if it was one at a time or... And I thought I ended up buying the DLC separately. I don't know if I still have it. I had a flood in my basement a while ago and I don't know what got wrecked and what didn't. I hope I still have it. I still have from the original Dark Souls 2 pre-order. I went with like the Bananas Stupid Edition. And I have like a 14-inch tall statue of the guy that's on the cover, I believe. I'll have to see if I can, if I still have it or not. If I do, I'll see about trying to post a picture up or somehow. I don't know how or where, but try and figure that out. Anyway, so we're coming up to a second area. Heide's Tower of Flame. I don't know what the best order is to tackle these areas. Maybe I should be trying somewhere else first. Maybe I should be... Because I'm trying to remember. I feel like I could be heading to where the pursuer went. What I'm going to do is I'm going to double down here and see if I can light this, just because I don't want to have to run through that tunnel again when I invariably die. But these guys can be kind of tough. They're sort of like the guards in Anor Londo, sort of. You could probably run past them because they are relatively slow, but let's try a couple just to see what happens. Rolled way too early. Interesting. Okay. I feel like I've burned through so many life gems that I need to actually start using more Estus. So one thing I'm noticing in the moment-to-moment combat of this game is that it is somehow harder to... I wonder what that sublime dust does. I find it harder and harder to get behind enemies. I don't know if they're tracking me more. I don't know if they are... I don't know what. But just somehow it feels like it's a little tricky. Rusted coin, boost luck, right? If you want to... Oh, okay, so that'll get me a +1 Estus Flask as opposed to the shards that get you actual more... an increase in the number of flasks you can carry. There we go. So here's something... You kill this guy, you get a lever. You get levers to, I think... fill out... You see there's a ring there. There's a mini-boss in there. I don't know where he is. I don't know if you can see him from this distance, but you can get the mini-boss to sort of fall off the edge and kill itself, and I think you, in order to do that, you want to make sure these are not pulled. Otherwise, you fill in the entire arena, and then it becomes a straight-up boss fight. Again, sort of the Anor Londo... Like, you can run past these. But otherwise you want to try and pull them. Looks like they guard the doors while A-game steps up. So one thing I noticed a lot of people talking about, I can tell you what sort of inspired me to do this was all of a sudden for some reason I just started getting a bunch of videos in my feed about, oh, Dark Souls 2 criticisms. Dark Souls 2 wasn't as bad as you remember. The original was better than the first. All these like YouTube videos started popping up. And I was like, yeah, let me give this a shot. But part of it was that what was I talking about? One of the things I kept hearing was that how slow this game was. And I can sense that. It doesn't... I like it better... I mean, I like it better. It's definitely slower than, like, where Dark Souls 3 goes. And Dark Souls 3... sort of... Dark Souls 3, Bloodborne, it sort of sets a different pace, right? They all become... And, I was saying this when I was playing Dark Souls 1, like the Artorias fight. I feel like this is going to break out from under me. The Artorias fight sort of became what Souls was. And I can see why, because the Artorias fight was often considered one of the highlights of Dark Souls 1. Okay, let's see if we can do this. I've only seen this done in... So this could go very poorly. But I think what I want to do is I want to get basically right here and see if I can get him to lunge. Which I failed to do. So maybe I screwed it up. I just gotta make sure I don't fall off. Oh, I don't have full Estus. Whoops. And here we go. I thought there was a way to get him to, like, do a lunging attack, and then it would just take him right off the edge. But clearly, I blew that. I need to stop being greedy with going for 3 attacks because it means I can't block or roll or get hit in the face and like it. Now I say don't get greedy as I then get greedy. Make sure I take that guy out. And I think a lot of people like to do that cheat, whatever it is, because it's a quick way to get a gajillion souls right off the bat. And when I say gajillion, I mean a very known quantity of like 12 or 13,000. But this is only one of the paths you can take through this area. There's another... Now, some people kill her, and I don't recall why.
Are you from these parts? My name is Lycia. I have come to spread the art of miracles, a practice of which I am a disciple. I can see that you are well suited to comprehend their wondrous power. But the cost of it, that's for your heart to decide. I'd heard
Burn through her dialogue.
this place, and I'm afraid they were all true. The king, gone. The earth, ravaged. The burden on the people weighs heavy. I fear that, by now, they may have scarce room in their hearts for miracles. Why did I come here? Well... do I need any other reason than to spread the gospel of miracles? My preceptor always said this art should be shared with the world. And such is my only wish. Sometimes I fight the urge to pack up and go back home. It is... well, I must do this.
I honestly don't recall what her quest line might be.
And being out here all alone only makes this a more fitting test of my fortitude. I expected this cathedral to be bustling, but there's hardly a soul to be found here. Without any goings-on, I'll have to move soon. To a place I could gull the... sorry, help the gullible by teaching the good word. I expected...
Okay, so let's see what she sells, because...
sorry.
Sells a chime. I guess that's for faith weapons. What else is she selling? Got a ring going on of increases faith. So she's probably going to have some miracles. Not going to lie. Heal feels like it could be pretty useful given how they approach Estus flasks and life gems. You know, if you could have one that, you know, like maybe it's like a life gem's worth of healing. As long as you have the number of spells. I forget. Is this one where... yeah, okay, so it's uses. It's still uses instead of magic points. But I'm going to hold off for now.
No need for miracles. The
So,
gods frown upon such soul scrimpers.
well, you just talked about the gullible, so I'm not quite sure. So I often thought that this was... you know, if you look up there, that's, in my mind, Majula. And so I think I mentioned when we were talking to the crestfallen warrior, like, you could see the ruins out in the water. And I think that's what we were looking at here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to light this bonfire, but I'm not going to sit at it because what I don't want to reset everything yet. But, you know, like I was saying at one point, I think, you know, you have like a hub and then you go down linear paths. So this is the beginning of one of those linear paths. You start here, then it takes you to the next place, takes you to the next place, takes you to the next place. There is no, like, intertwined, connecting, complex world like you had in the first Dark Souls, which may have been one of the things that people are like, oh, man, because that was so genuinely incredible when it came out. How's my sword doing? So, my sword's been handling these enemies pretty decently, but as you can see, like, I'm already at, like, the halfway mark in terms of weapon breakage. I really feel like, you know, having the flame really helped with that last boss. And I have to say, This area, ooh, when I first played it, was sort of a mixed reaction for me. I think I got tired of fighting these guys trying to get from A to B. But I think in the end, I very much enjoyed the 2 boss fights. I don't know how they are different in Scholar of the First Sin, if they changed the boss fights themselves very much. But I liked them because they were, just felt like a pretty solid duel. So you can probably see what's... Let me see if it's just 1 ring. But I might as well fill that circle in now that... Now, I don't know if that's the whole thing or if it's just... If there's 1 more ring I can pull. But yeah, there's that fight. It's... I don't want to say it's straight up Ornstein and Smough, because that guy's not very... Smough. But... That last swing is the one I gotta remember to work on, because it's, can hit you even when you're sort of behind him. So I gotta be more careful with that stuff. Especially because now I'm out of Estus, I've only got 2 life gems. Like, I'm not in great shape. Oh, okay. So yeah, you clear these guys out, it opens up this one, and I think this will fill in the floor entirely, so you don't have to worry about falling anymore. And the thing I think you can do if you're not bad at this game, I wouldn't risk it, but I think you can... You might be able to make the jump from here to there. I think there's a way to speedrunners sort of cut through a little bit. Like I said, this is the area that inspired me wanting to try this comparison, because this area, I remember definitely being like full dick. Nope, didn't have the stamina for that last swing, and there we are. And you'll see once once we switch over. Yeah, I gotta make sure I guard through that last swing just to be safe. All right. Again, like some of the video essays I was watching would talk about how, like, Dark Souls 2, and it's something I was saying, it's the idea of, like, do you have something that was, like, feels intentioned, etc., or does it something that feels more like a reaction? I don't know if something's going to happen here. There's something here in the other version, definitely, that is like, holy cow, you gotta be kidding me. Again, a lot of attacks seem to... Don't know why I thought I could swing through that. Kill him, it's gonna pop up another... I don't believe I've missed too much. It's pretty straightforward to get to the first part. Now, I don't know if there's a bonfire up here. I thought there might have been. And if there is, what I'm going to do... There's not. Old Radiant Life Gem is like a much more powerful Life Gem, which is nice. But I'm not going to do what's behind that wall with 16,000 souls. So let's see what a Ring of Binding does. Okay, limits HP reduction. So this is a little bit of a throwback to the Demon Souls ring that didn't jam you up so much when you were hollow. I don't know if it's going to be truly necessary in this case, but I really thought there was a bonfire. So I apologize. What I'm going to do, now that I've cleared this, I'm going to go back. Let's level up. And then before we get too much further, let's tackle this in Scholar of the First Sin. And see how it goes. Yeah, because I'm out of Estus. I've got only a few life gems. Sword's on the verge of breaking. So let's, I probably should Homeward Bone. Just to save a little time. I'm not sure which bonfire it's going to put me at, to be honest with you. But yeah, let's take care of leveling up on this guy, especially because on this guy I screwed up. Oh yeah, because okay. Let's travel. Another thing, there's actually more bonfires here. There's a third bonfire that I missed in the Fallen Giants. It's where I was sort of doing my like crazy runs and getting invaded and Scholar of the First Sin and grabbing the bastard sword. All the turtle armor guys were there. There's a bonfire there. I don't know why you would want to teleport there, because all you do is you step out and get your ass kicked. So I'm not sure. There must be some reason for it. It is an option.
Bearer of the curse.
But given how all of the shortcuts work, I don't know why you would want to specifically go there. Again, I should be blowing through this. Let's level up. And what are we doing? Got some more hit points. Could definitely use more stamina because it's terrible. Vitality is equipment low, which again, I don't know if, and poise. I don't know if that, oh no, poison resistance, physical defense, attunement, strength, adaptability again. I've heard some videos like, yeah, you want to get adaptability up to like 87. I'm like, wait, what? Get out of here. Let's put some more points in strength. I don't know if this has the soft cap of 40 like the original does. But that's usually what I shoot for. Let's rest at bonfire. Let's see what we have to burn. We're going to burn a sublime bone dust. That'll make our Estus flasks +1. I just want to do a quick read on what burning a human effigy does at the bonfire. Okay, prevents invasions, from other words. Interesting. But you don't need to use that at a bonfire. I think you can use it anywhere. Let's see if we have any. I don't think we've picked up. Oh, you know what? There's something back here. Nice, a life gem. I should be stocking up on life gems. That's something I should be doing. I should also be burning some of these souls. Maybe get some more levels. As I've said in other games, I don't know if I've said it, I'm a huge fan of over-leveling. I'm not above it. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. It's what makes Elden Ring so much fun for me, is that there's a million paths you can take and a million things you can try and accomplish that end up invariably over-leveling you to some degree if you want it. So yeah, I'm all for that. Let's get some dex going, because I think we needed dex for certain shields. So, you know, it's my typical 40-40 dex strength, 40 endurance, 40 vigor, but again, there's 12 other stats that have a lot of overlap, so I don't know what the right one is to go with. Let's see if we can reinforce anything. Nope. The halberd, 20 strength, so I'm not there yet. 14 dex. Probably a pretty good weapon, but I will get there when we get there, right?
Don't waste my time.
Let's see what she's got going on. Alright, we don't need any of that. We don't want... oh, this is the traveling merchant. I think that's what this guy in the other room gives you if you kill him. But maybe not. But I thought there was a reason why people get that armor set, and I don't know what it is. Let's see. We don't need human effigies. We definitely need that. Don't need that. No. No. Those can be handy, but we've gotten the key and the Pharaoh's Lockstone, so let's blow some on life gems. There we go.
Thank you kindly.
And with that, let's now switch over to Scholar of the First Sin and try that same area. Okay, so here we are. We are back in Scholar of the First Sin. I don't recall. I might have enough for one more level, so let me just level up. Let me just see if I've got any. I do. Let's spend some of this. And let's get that next level. We're low on life gems here, just like the other guy. I'm not swimming in them yet. The merchant's not here yet, the woman from Farce of the Fallen Giant, so we'll do our best. We did some more of that. Let's do a little more of that. Let's do a little more of that. And there we go. Again, probably should be doing adaptability, but whatever. But yeah, just to sort of show what I was talking about earlier. We were talking to the crestfallen warrior. And I believe that's where we were. Out there, you can sort of see, the buildings floating in the water, the sort of cathedral we lowered the drawbridge to. Let's see, the forest is sort of over there, I guess. I always took those trees to be the forest, but the entrance is over there. So who knows? But, it's just something I appreciated that they carried over from the first Dark Souls in a little bit of a way, even though this is more, follow each of these paths to their end instead of let's loop all around the world, cutting back on itself. So let's give this another shot, because, again, this area is the reason why I was like, I'll take a look at this. This is a thing that we can, I don't know if we can actually turn it. Eventually you'll be able to turn it in order to open up another path to a whole nother area. I forget what you need to turn it, but that's what's in this tunnel. It actually forks off into two different directions. All right. Again, we'll try to make our way to that starting bonfire just so we don't have to do quite so much getting back to Majula. Coming from Majula, I should say. I always assume these doors are like old school loading screens of a sort that they just build into the game so it doesn't look like it's loading. The way like the original Mass Effect would have you stand on an elevator for 20 minutes between levels. Or the way like in recent Tomb Raider, sometimes you squeeze through a tight space. It takes control away from you and you... No, I just heard some noises. I don't know if that was the door slamming shut behind me. But here we are, Heide's Tower of Flame, and right away you can see there's a guy right here. In fact, there's these guys everywhere. If you remember, we had one of these guys in Farce of the Fallen Giants, and I think they're called Heide Knights. They're tough one-on-one battles. They are a little like the Black Knights in Dark Souls, where they just suddenly show up. And so let's light this guy just so we have a... Can we rest? Yeah, let's reset this guy. And like the Farce of the Fallen Giants, this guy's just sort of sitting there right now. Whoop. A little patience. You're starting to see up on that platform, you see something up there, right? Last time it was just a dude. It is no longer just a dude. Again, a little more tracking. So Put him down. Nope. There we go. Now, what makes this, again, the Dick version is not just that they added all of these Heide Knights to here. Because I truthfully don't recall what... Nope. I do not recall what sets them off. I don't know if it's just attacking one makes all of them attack you. I don't know if it's triggering something to the level, activate. I genuinely don't know what the deal is. Oh, I guess that guy fell off, and that's why it raised the... You're hearing that noise like it raised... You just sort of let them do their full thing. They don't have to be that bad. I remember, you know, when I first played this game, I really struggled with them. But again, at that point, I'd only squeaked through Demon Souls and Dark Souls. I haven't had the, you know, for what little or it's worth, playing Dark Souls 3 in these faster games really does sort of teach you how to play at a higher level. Bloodborne, you know, the faster ones. How am I doing? Oh. All right. I got a couple, so let's use one. You know, so as much as I maybe didn't love the combat in Bloodborne because I preferred the slower pace, and part of why I bounced off Sekiro. There we go. Now, what I might do is, since I didn't get that thing to work properly, I might just pull the lever. Make that a little bit of an easier fight. So what you definitely, in my opinion, want to do is not activate the Heide Knights. And again, I don't know if there's a thing that sets them off or not, but... So again, 2 of them should guard the entrances, I believe. I guess they're already positioned more at the entrance. Woo! Timed that very poorly. Now, I felt like it was a little easier to keep those guys separated before. I didn't remember them both coming at you. But what I do remember from this level is at some point I had basically every single Heide Knight chasing after me. Now they put a Heide Knight right in front of that chest, so if you want it, you finally have to deal with one. Too early. By a mile. Now you gotta worry about all that happening, so let's just go for it, because, who wants to deal with that? Nope, I screwed that up. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, I can't get that lunge off the edge to work, but I do like this fight otherwise. Assuming he doesn't knock me off. Oops. See if I can get a little greedy, finish it off. But you can see everybody's waiting for me. I don't even remember what was in that chest out there, but again, they stuck the Heide Knight right on the outside. Almost, at this point, with those two guys activated, I almost feel obligated to spend my souls now. I don't know if I, need to actually...
Are you from the mine?
I don't know if there's anything she actually told me that I needed to know, so I think...
Do I need my precept and...
So I'm not going to buy anything, so let's,
The gods...
let's spend these souls now because, and reset everything. I'm fine with that. Because it's going to get tricky. So let's travel back to Majula.
Bearer of the seek, lest this...
Let's see. I guess some adaptability, some dex. Again, I don't know. I'm super dumb, but I don't think that matters at the moment. Okay, let's go with that. Is the merchant no. Let me see if this other merchant sells life gems. I guess I do have the key to that manor, but maybe we'll do that back to back with another.
So I could read.
Doesn't seem to have anything I need. What are these shields looking like? Wow, even this Twin Dragon Great Shield does not block 100% of damage.
Well, I do hope I see you again.
Let's see if we've got any upgrade materials that we can blow really quickly before we keep going. Reinforce. I don't believe we do. Nope. Okay, well, halfway to upgrading a fire sword again. For some reason, I remember this game... I don't want to say being stingier with the souls. But like in Dark Souls 1, what I would do is I would just park at Anor Londo when I was doing Ornstein and Smaug, and I would just put my sign down. And, you know, if there's a lot of activity, you know, you can just do that fight all day. Everybody's helping everybody out. Okay, so now these guys are after me, and I don't know what set them off. I don't know if it's because I killed the first boss. But suddenly, what that turns this into is just a nightmare. And you can see they're just literally, I mean, in some ways it makes sense because this is like Heide's tower, so of course there'd be Heide's knights everywhere. But then at the end of it all, they stick a dragon. I don't remember if it's a super tough dragon, but it is still a dragon. And you're dealing with them while you've got these knights coming around. I don't know if the dragon can hurt them. It seems like they can, so I'm hoping that's the case. Doesn't seem to be reciprocal. So it's just like, oh, you gotta be kidding me, right? Like, this is not what I was looking to deal with. Can it hit me from already all the way over there? I guess so. It doesn't seem to do very much to the Heide Knight. So then all of a sudden what this becomes is now like everything's activated. And it just becomes like a slog. Because now you have to, like right off the bat, you're getting sort of, like even that guy might be after you, right? I'm hearing something. So it's just like, okay. Like, are they waiting? It just suddenly becomes like very, very tedious. Like, I just want to deal with these guys one at a time. It's not really possible in some ways, maybe. But these guys are tricky to fight because they're fast. And they attack at all angles. I don't know if you can backstab them. They're tough because I'm bad at them. I mean, I know that's, you know, it seems like a tautology, but it's just like, oh, you gotta be kidding me. Like, I just don't want to deal with these guys. And I felt like the first version wasn't terrible. Maybe it was a touch easy, who knows. I was about to say, I thought you could backstab him, but again, it doesn't do much. It's sort of, and maybe it's just, you know, like, I'm blaming the game for my impatience, right? But I do appreciate the commentators out there that say, like, and I wish I could remember, I'll see if I can remember which video it was, because I've been watching a bunch recently before I dove into this. But, like, the idea, like, there's no difficulty curve in Scholar of the First Sin. It just basically floors the pedal in some way and then, you know, doesn't, like, let you sort of grow into it the way most other Souls games do. And again, I think that's... I feel like they were catering to the fan base instead of, you know, just trying to make a good Souls game. If that makes sense. Nope, I'm about to die. So and that's, I think, why I talk about, like, reacting as opposed to the design, right? You know, when you're reacting, you're sort of probably, like, the squeaky wheel gets the grease kind of people. And do they come back? Oh, see, I was hoping at least they wouldn't respawn, the Heide Knights, but they do, as I run off the edge by accident. It gets to the point where you're just like, okay, just kill me so I can try again. And maybe this is why people say you don't want to start from this one. Because you're automatically, like, triple teamed right off the bat. So maybe that's what I was trying to remember. Because again, there's a lot of blur between when I played this and when I played vanilla. So let's try traveling to the other starting point and seeing if that makes it any easier. I don't think there is an illusion ahead. Yeah. Because again, it's not the one they directly steer you toward, but this could be the first area of the game you run into. Oh, there's a Heide Knight right there. So again, like, what are you supposed to do with this? Now, hopefully this separates the Heide Knight from the other guy. Let me, I only have one throwing knife, but let me see if I can... Oh, I don't need to. They've separated. Not getting the backstabs. There we go. Interesting that turned into a backstab. I did not expect that. Oh, right. I was trying to remember. Yeah, I might as well throw that on, right? Since I'm going to be dying a lot. So I'm trying to let the life ring heal me up a little bit. Now, I thought there was one here. I wonder if you could parry these guys. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're getting your ass kicked, but I wonder if you could. Still not getting the backstabs. Forgot. Yeah, can't do that. Can't get cheap shots in. What ends up, again, trying to sort of put into words my frustrations, it's sort of like putting a, it's just a really big time tax on dying. Which, now that you have things like Elden Ring in the world, and I think gamers probably find it a little less acceptable. Let me bring him out here. Gamers, Souls players, who knows what I'm talking about, right? Cracked blue eye orb. I don't know what that does. I don't know if it's something to do with the blue covenant. Oof, keep forgetting you gotta watch out because the last one, 2, comes behind him. So it sort of raises the question, maybe, like, what is the right order to tackle Scholar of the First Sin in? Because you only got 2 Estus flasks when you do this part. You know, that's not a lot, and this is a hell of a run to get from one end to the other. Let me see if I can separate them a little more. Yeah, okay, that's good. Nope. Okay. All right. But I do remember, I have recollections of basically just not making any progress. Because what it ends up sort of, in my mind, having to make you do, at least when you're trying to tackle it at this area, at this time, is you sort of have to do like a pretty flawless run, if that makes any sense. Can't tell if the other guy's moving. Because you need to save all your business for the mofo and dragon, right? At least that's how it's working in my head. I don't know. Am I not blocking those? But since I've blown it to, like, the question becomes, do you just stop? Whiff. Why am I not getting... There we go. If I were a little more consistent on those, it would probably be helpful, but I'm... For some reason, maybe I'm trying to be too centered again. Ka-cha! No, okay, it didn't fall for it that time. Yeah, it seems like he's giving you a position behind him, and then he just does a quick spin. Not going to fall for it. That'll do it. All right. Okay, I have not spent any healing yet. Nope. Okay. Again, you know, I'm not a skilled player, right? So and maybe that's partly on me, that there is something about this particular setup that I genuinely struggle with. I don't know if it's sort of just able to pick apart my weaknesses. I don't know if it's just because you're dealing with like 7 guys at a time, or my impatience, or my reliance on circle strafing to go for the backstab. Didn't want to use it, but nope. And I just nope. Oh, I thought I was getting the backside. So it's interesting, though. One thing I am noticing is that even though this thing only blocks, I thought, 90% physical damage, it's not, doesn't seem like the chip damage is significant or getting through, or I'm not sure what. Oh, you know what? I need to... Starting to lose HP. Yeah, hit points. Starting to notice just how low my thing's starting to get. So let's return to the fray. Curious if there's anybody here that would help you. Not seen anything. And there's, you know, you can, if you wanted to keep going down this particular spoke, that's the direction you go. So there's nothing saying you have to go the other way yet if you don't want to. And I wonder if there's like an intention, like if it's trying to say like, hey, you know, shift brains. There be dragons this way. Oop. Or maybe... I wonder what it takes to get the blue sentinels to come... Or maybe I'm not noticing the chip damage because the life ring is sort of pumping it back up. Oh. You know what I need to do? I need to go get my souls before I die. Because that is about to happen. Now, usually I would get greedy and try and get a shot up as he stood up, but then he takes that swipe, so I'm not going to fall for it anymore. That was risky. And the other thing I am personally struggling with is finding windows to attack. You can clearly see, like, I'm not finding many opportunities to get swings in, so every fight feels like it takes forever. Having said all of that, I do feel like these guys are pretty badass looking. They're sort of, wow, I thought I had my shield up. I sort of dig their look, the idea that, in my mind, they strike me as like, you know, knights from like a bygone age. We got 140. That's 86, 86. That's going to be 172. That's pretty good. I don't think we're going to top that. I don't think I have the stats for this. 175 is pretty good, but... Oh, I got a... let's try the +1. I didn't realize I had 2. Oh no, what am I lacking? Oh, 20 strength. What do I got? Player status. I've got strength of... Ooh, 18. You know what I could do? This sword's still pretty good, though. It might even be better than the +1 bastard sword. And here we go. Let's go get that extra strength. Maybe get an extra couple of Titanite shards and bump that bastard sword up a little bit. See what's what. We got to be also getting close to the halberd. I wonder if the halberd's any good in this game. In my memory, and I don't know why I have this memory, because again, it's been so long since I played this. I've only really played it once. For some reason, I remember you needed blunt weapons and you needed lightning weapons, and basically everything else was second class. I don't know if that's actually true or not, but that is my memory. Because I remember I was rocking for a lot of the time a mace, and I was like, oh, this is not fun. Okay, we need to get a 14 dex for the halberd. Let's see what we got here in terms of souls. Nope, meant to use 2. That's not bad. That'll get us 1 Titanite shard. Now, I genuinely confess, I don't recall the kind of stuff you get from... No, she's still not here. The kind of stuff you get from... the boss souls, like what you can do to convert it to equipment and stuff. I don't remember what it is, if it's any good. What do we got? We got a longsword, falchion, estoc. Yeah, the battle axe is usually a pretty good weapon. A mace, for some reason I remember using a mace a lot of the time. Because I just heard like, yeah, you know, this is kind of what you need. And I was like, oh, okay. Let's buy that. And let's see if we can bump up our... What is that? Great sword. I mean, we could do that. Get it up to 100 and... where are the bastard swords? Didn't we have... Great sword. Do we just have great swords? Not crazy, right? Didn't I just have a bastard sword? Like a +1 bastard sword? Why can I... not upgrade it. Okay, whoop. There it is. Three Titanite shards. Okay, so starting to... Well, okay. Again, this was my old school. This is my go-to, etc., etc. I wish the... Well, you know what I can do? Let's travel to that merchant, assuming she's still there. And let's buy some... Get 3 life gems. It's better than nothing, right? Two life gems. Okay, still better than nothing, but... Okay. All right, let's see how it goes. Once again, we're just trying to get to the other side, but you have to fight your way there. It's not something you can just rush. At least I'm not good enough to just rush it, because as you saw from the first run, it gets to be very overwhelming very quickly. And once you, if you could kill the dragon while sort of avoiding chase, you could lower the drawbridge. If you could lower the drawbridge, you might be able to then speedrun it, so to speak. But until you do it that first time, let's see how Bastard Sword does against this guy. Can't tell if that's better or not. There we go. It's not bad. I can't remember what the other one did, but I'll take it. Part of what I'm hoping with this Bastard Sword is that I have the muscle memory for better backstabs. Because I'm not quite getting... I wasn't quite getting it with the longsword. And if people know, like, you know, I don't know if people comment, but, you know, if people remember, like, am I crazy about thinking the blunt weapon lightning was the way to go? Or am I just sort of attributing specific boss fights where those were the best weapons by a mile to play for the whole game? Oh, I thought I had a second swing, but I didn't. And now I'm going to get pulverized. Remember, kids, always pay attention to your stamina. That was humiliating. What's that attack? An overhead. Okay. It's a cool look, but now that also I'm seeing the knight sort of waddle around in the distance, it's kind of like the way an old man walks around, or how I expect I'll walk around in about 5 more years. I don't know what the right... Was I able to get one to return if I went far enough away? Or did they both keep coming after me? Wow, okay. Now I gotta deal with this guy right here. Ooh, that was fast. And once again, we're screwed. Not sure what the right way to do this is. But if you haven't guessed, like, I do not find this fun. Like, it has no flow. Okay. All right. So now the trick with how I've set myself up here is that it's hard for me to just say, let me go do a different area, because my whole point is to A, compare and contrast, but B, maybe sort of seeing this in action is part of that compare and contrast. I mean, I blew through the first one in like 10 minutes, ready to go with the second boss. Maybe we can get him to fall off. Not by that. Ooh. I thought usually I had that window after the 2 swings. Interesting that that totally whiffed. That would have killed me had it connected, so I think I got lucky there. Go ahead, you can fall off. It's okay. Again, I don't know why that didn't connect. I have heard that people describe the hitboxes in this game as wonky. I don't know true or false. I mean, I just know what I saw there a second ago. I wonder if there's a difference in the weapons degradation if you use blunt weapons against these metal guys, or maybe it doesn't matter, maybe it's all the same. I really don't know. But yeah, so what I was saying, like, you know, I cleared the first area in about 12, 15 minutes, an hour, 15 minutes into the recording. So the rest of the time has just been trying to clear this level in Scholar of the First Sin. Can I just trigger this guy without setting off the other one, or do they? Nope, they both come. See, that's... Pardon my French, I feel that's kind of fucked up. Because what I think it's trying to encourage me to do is to run by them, but you can't. Because then it starts to get to be too much. I'm not sure, again, I'm not sure why I'm not connecting. Yeah. So I'm not sure what the trick is. How do I... You can't pull one without the other. It seems to be... Seems to be part of it. And so, again, also, like, you know, part of what I've been saying is that I'll do this until I decide, like, I like one version more than the other. And I think I clearly like vanilla more. Not just because I was able to sail through it, but because I feel like... Again, it's the less dick version. It's, just feels, again, more like it was thought through and not just pile on because we want it to be hard. Prepare to die. I wonder if you can... Nope. Oop. Whiff. Miss time. Just 1, 2, 3. Interesting that you can parry. Is that the secret to them? I'm terrible at parrying, so maybe, I don't know what to make of that in particular, but maybe that's why people don't find these guys hard. I have no idea. Never tried parrying before. In Souls 2. I definitely do it in Dark Souls 1, obviously, as you saw from when I beat Lord Gwyn, because I learned that's the best way to beat Lord Gwyn. But a buckler, still don't have the dex for that. Interesting. Demon's Great Hammer, just flatten everybody. Is there a way to get them to fall? See, I thought I got my shield up there, but I guess there's a bit of a delay. Can't remember in vanilla if those guys had a double overhead smash like that, because I remember single overhead smashes. I don't recall a double, to be truthful. So I don't have a good answer for how to deal. Like, the Heide Knight, you can. What I want to happen, I don't. So you just gang rush the first one and try and beat him to death before the second one gets to you, because they're slow, but at the same time, then you can't do that while the Heide Knight's still there, because he's going to trot over and spoil the whole thing. Maybe I can see what this ghost... Nope, I guess the ghost disappeared. So I'm just not quite sure what to do. Because I can't deal with a Heide Knight and a golem. I can't deal with 2 of the golems. So how do I get... Let me think. All right, let's give this another shot. Sorry, I had to take a while. Do a quick fade in, fade out kind of stuff because I had to step away for a second. Again, if not that anybody actually leaves comments, but if you check these out, I appreciate it as always. And if you have tips for how to deal with these guys, I mean, it'll probably be quote unquote too late, so to speak. Oh, you know what though? This game has a mechanic where if you kill something enough times, they disappear. Not that we're at that point yet, but I do recall that, like, you know, and it does keeps you from farming souls, but it also, I guess, could help with frustration. But I think the main thing is supposed to keep you from farming souls. And there is a few places I actually encountered that. In the vanilla game, like there are I was trying to parry, obviously. In the vanilla game, there's a place where there's like a pirate's den. And I did not enjoy that area. On paper, I should, because it's kind of cool and atmospheric and blah, blah, blah. But I really did not enjoy that area. And that was one of the few places where I killed things so many times because I kept dying that it actually ran out of respawns. The knight's just on the other side of this guy, right? Okay, yeah, I can see him moving now. All right. He's going to spin around and hit me. They don't get staggered. That's something I noticed. Like, they sort of swing through whatever my attacks are. Again, my shields come up a lot slower than I expect. Keep hoping for a backstab. Not getting them. Wow. It doesn't, but it also then raises the question, why would you introduce a mechanic where you don't want people to farm souls? I know there's also like soul memory where that's how they do the level. Like, it's just all these weird things where like, maybe Dark Souls 1 was more broken than I realize. And they were correcting issues that I wasn't completely aware. I have no idea. But it just seems like, again, there's a lot of tweaks and a lot of revisions and a lot of refinements and stuff that, like, I don't know if anybody was asking for. Seriously, I don't. Some good sound effects. There we go. Not that I think that's going to be like a thing I can deliberately do over and over, but I guess it's good to know it's possible. So one thing I do notice in this game is a lot more getting caught by the edges of swings when you're trying to roll away or rolling around. And again, I don't know if that's like the timing is off if that's the adaptability affecting the invincibility frames, and that's what some people are talking about, like why you want to get adaptability up high so you can... Not sure. Can I do one without doing the Heide Knight? If I can just beat this guy to death quickly. Nope, I didn't, though. Heide Knight's not activated. The other guy's hurt, so maybe there's a chance I can, Nope. So if you can't tell, I'm starting to get a little frustrated. And again, so 12 minutes, 15 minutes in the first one. So far, I'm an hour and 15 minutes into this run. Is the answer to start from a Jula? I just don't... That's not going to be enough to knock him off. Okay. I had hope. So maybe there are people out there, again, I don't know, people leave comments that can sort of... Why am I feeling that this is clunky? Ooh, look at that. End of Rocky 2, we both go down. I'm trying to figure out, like, there seems to be, like, this sort of delay. And again, I just came off of playing Dark Souls, so I feel like, the first Dark Souls, so I feel like even from there is something to the timing that feels slow. And again, is that the adaptability? Like, I bring my shield up, but it seems like it takes a second. You know, I feel like I'm trying to roll out of the way, and when I... Even if I'm not in, like, another animation, I get, like, animation canceling, blah, blah, blah. You know, all those details about stuff that I don't ever quite understand. Just gonna let him do his thing with that one. So is there anything that I've learned? Short answer is I don't believe so. Is there anything here I can work with that... First of all, let's get some life gems going. Just to have them. Is there anything else? A witching urn. Aromatic ooze. Would any of these help? I don't know what a witching... I don't know if I've... That didn't do anything. Nope, that was a waste. Okay, that's a decent start, but we need to figure out an alternative. The High Knight is coming, but can I finish this guy off quick enough? Yes. Okay, it's a start. I have some black fire bombs. Those probably do decent damage, but... Not... God damn it, I'm not getting backstabs. Got a little lucky there. I feel like he was turned, because again, like, he was turned, so is that like part of the delay? Okay. Hate to do it, but man. Now, I don't think the dragon is the worst if you can actually get to it. Nervous there's another Hide Knight to the right. Again, get double teamed. Okay. All right. Nope. Wow. Okay. Just wanted to run away so that I could get some life back, but I don't think I have anything. Wait, what happens if I burn an effigy? I think it just... I don't think it gives me any health back. I think it just gives my potential health a boost. I feel like I should be learning, and I'm not. I have no idea how to successfully just tackle Heide Knights. Now, of the iron golems, whatever these things are, I find this one the one I can most consistently handle. Doesn't mean I won't blow it. But they're the ones I am usually the least worried about. So then here's the issue, right? Like you run into the problem that what I should do, like the risk versus reward, right? Like I'm out of health potions, I'm out of life gems. What I should do... Now this guy's not a sword, that's a spear. Let me see how that's going to be done. What I should do is I should first of all bring him back as far toward the bonfire as I can get him. So that if I die, I can have an easier souls run. Is he still... Because what I probably should do is figure out how to go buy life gems. You know, I could buy 10? Well, more than 10. They're 300 each. But I don't want to... But I don't want to do that now when I've got it all clear. Because I don't want to do this again. And again, I could have swore somehow, somewhere there was a... bonfire at the top here. Alright. So the trick is, first and foremost, you gotta get past it before I can breathe fire on you. Mostly you don't want to get caught in its breathing fire. I don't know what it's going to do. My fear is that it's just going to breathe fire on me and coat the whole area and kill me. Just like that. Unbelievable. Do I have a homeward bone? Well, let me do it. Oh, she runs out. Interesting. Okay. All right. So I wonder what you're supposed to do when you... When you get to the dragon and he takes off in the air and just coats the whole place in fire. Is it if you're at full health you can sort of eat one of those and then you finish him off, or... I don't know. Looking for backstabs, not getting them. Again, I don't stagger him, so even if I get the hit off, he just ignores it, and I guess it's poise. Man, you know, honestly, I'm half tempted to just YOLO the whole thing and just see what happens, but... Because at least I can get to the dragon then. Take some shots and hope for the best. Because again, all I need to do, if I could do it in stages, I'd take it. You know, you just... The stages being kill the dragon, have that thing pop up. Maybe YOLO a second time, pull the lever for the drawbridge to come down, and third time you're just off to the races. I don't think I have anything that would let me do extra Maybe electrical damage would be the best. Save most of my stamina for this run to try and get to. Nope. I was about to say, I tried to save all my stamina for that part of the run so that I could outrun the dragon breath, but let me try that again. And if that's the case, should I just YOLO from the other side? Because maybe it's a little physically closer. I don't know if it actually matters, but I might be drawing an extra couple of those guys, though. Oh, multiple of extras of those. Yeah, I don't know if that's any better or worse. Feels like roughly the same number of Heide Knights. Come on, baby, let's get there. Oh, because I did the jump instead. Wow, that's slow. Can't tell if I'm actually... I don't think they do damage to the dragon. What? Okay, so that clearly is not going to work. What do I need to do to... Getting ugly. Let's pop an effigy. Not seeing any symbols on the ground for assistance. Basically, that's what I'm saying, is I'm not seeing any shortcuts. Again, not getting backstabs. There we go. As I've said before, the trick I'm having with I don't know when that's the opening right there, you know, so to speak. You would think it's... Okay, I got lucky there because if I didn't get the backstab, he was going to light me up and potentially kill me. I know it's a question of getting good. I just, I don't know what I'm missing. I'm not picking up on the pattern I need to pick up on. Let me see what that does. The invade the world of the guilty. Okay, I don't need that. I think I have the Covenant ring on. Oh, no, maybe I don't. What does that do? Show item info. Increases HP slightly. Okay. Oh, when I'm invaded by dark spirits. Okay, but I'm not getting invaded. That's not the problem. But I'll take an HP bump, though. Why not? So I think the Hyde Knight is onto me, but he's getting jammed up by the Golem. Okay, here we go. So I'll see if I can get him to, you know, because again, they aggro at 20 miles, so... Okay. Again, I got lucky, because if I had missed that, I think I was about to get lit up. Is the trick to stay on his sword arm? Is the trick to stay on his off arm? God damn it! Fantastic. Oh. Okay. Okay, that was stupid. Let's let's try this again. Can't tell if I'm starting to get a little better at the Hyde Knights. My heart wants to say yes. But well, I'll take it. A lot of tracking on that. A lot of blue night orbs. I wonder, cracked orbs. I wonder what the guilty means, like invading the worlds of the guilty. Can I just beat this guy to death fast enough? Nope. Came close, but I think I ran out of stamina. Is that what happened? No, did I get both? Gotta be kidding me. Is there anything to be gained by being over here? Oh, I thought I was going to fall, to be honest with you. Truth be told, I don't recall other areas being... I mean, a couple areas are this hard when you switch to Scholar of the First Sin. I believe like something called the Iron Keep is pretty bad. How did that miss? Nope. But I don't recall having this much trouble anywhere else. Yeah, I'm not getting any... I don't know what the word I'm looking for. I'm not picking up any insights on the Heide Knight. It feels like it's just very quick spin attacks. It can hit you from any direction. Even when you think you have a pattern, you don't. Okay. Now, if I can draw these two guys without the Heide Knight, that's not so bad. Maybe that's part of the trick to this area? Nope. I think I find these guys the toughest. Okay. 2 down. Nope. Maybe not. Oh, you know what? Let me... I thought I was still down to like 2. See, again, that was a weird thing. It felt like I was going for the backstab, but it didn't do it. And so I just got some weird swing off. That was stupid because, again, you can't stagger them, and I knew it. So you can see these 2 are now gone. Now, this is a mechanic that is built into the base game. That's not unique to... Okay. Wonder how far away I am from getting these guys to, to disappear once and for all, because I definitely haven't dealt with these guys very much, so... I'm sorry about that. But... But I will say, I mean, that was a tactic I used on some of my early Souls games. I'm like, you know what? I'll just keep going through this and beating my head against it until I don't have to worry about them anymore. And, you know, technically speaking, it was one way I got through levels. It's not pretty. It's not quick. It's not fun, which I think is the ultimate. Which is the ultimate factor, but... But it is effective. It does work eventually. Again, not sure why I'm not getting backstabs there. And I feel like there was a pattern there going on his right sword, weapon, arm, whatever. This isn't gonna go well, maybe? Let's see how, I mean, again, like if I could get some separation, if one would return to base, so to speak. Oh, interesting. Again, I feel like I got to the side of that, but maybe not. I mean, obviously not. But it is interesting because, like, you know, when I did the runs of Demon Souls and Dark Souls, and even, you know, the little bit I've done of vanilla Dark Souls 2, you know, I could sort of just get through it, right? I've got enough, especially with Dark Souls and Demon Souls, I've got enough sort of muscle memory and I've played them enough times where I just sort of have some of the basics down. Here, not so. Ooh, whoops, I thought I had my shield up. Or I tried to get it up in time, but I guess I was too slow. But it's interesting, again, I just, you know, maybe you're seeing it in the gameplay. I'm not seeing this pattern, okay, that's my attack. It feels like it sort of, I don't want to say random, it's the same sort of moves. It's just they come in combinations that, you know, keep you at a distance. Now, the spear one right before the dragon is not quite so bad. But these sword guys are, like, I felt like he was trying to bait me into going for the backstab or something there because he wasn't moving. Because he could do a quick spin. I feel like I'm almost on his side when I'm getting those backstabs in sometimes. Total. Oh no, I didn't whiff that. Okay, at least I got him down. So, like I've said in some point during this, like some people describe the hitboxes as wonky. I do feel like the visual information I'm getting is not... Nope, I'm going to walk into that. Is not giving me the... I feel like what I'm seeing is not what the result is, if that makes sense. Like sometimes I'm like, I thought I was to the side of that, and, you know, I'm dead. And it's not like it tracked me to... You know, so that the animation matched. It's like it hit to the side of me, but I'm still dead. Okay, there we go. Now I'm like years away from outlasting these two. Can't stagger him, so I don't know why I keep trying to do that. Okay, at least I think I've separated them. Ooh, shoot. So what I was trying to do there, I was trying to stay actually right on his arm, not behind him off the arm, and seeing if that was a little more consistent with the backstabs. It was not. So again, I don't feel like I've learned anything, which is the trouble I'm having with the Heide Knights. I don't feel like I've learned anything really about how to fight them. You know, I just, besides 1-2 swing and hope they, you know, they're 1-2, and then I swing and then hope that either turns into a backstab or it's not a quick spin that catches me. Hopefully get a strong opening. So those hits knock me back so I don't get in position. That one tracked me a little bit more than I thought. Not getting backstabs. Quick spin hits because he's not staggered. Still not getting a backstab. Not sure. That looked off, but I feel like I've gotten backstabs in similar positions before. I'm missing the feature where if you just hold down on the D-pad, you get to the first item in your... That's going to catch me. I wonder what she's thinking. She's like, oh, Jesus, this guy. We're screwed. Is this smart? I have no idea. I would almost be embarrassed to summon help in now because I'd be like, oh, these guys are gone. Okay. Oh, you're that kind of player? All right. But you know, I'm going to do it. I don't care. Let's see what happens. I'm not too good to do it. In Dark Souls 1, I'd be doing it because, you know, I want people to have fun, co-op, etc. It's interesting that he's so wounded. Oh, this guy's gone now, too. Look at that. Making progress. Looks like he's sort of power stancing 2 clubs. And he's down. I wonder if he was expecting to go the other way. Maybe that's it. So, if you remember back in the vanilla Farce of the Fallen Giants, there was one of these guys, and I did not fight him. I left him alone. I didn't care what the equipment was that he was sitting on. This is why. Figured nobody needed to see a grown man cry at that point. Now, when he does that big overhand swing, that's that seems like a good opening, but it's not consistent. When he does it there on its own, it can be a quick spin attack, so it's not a good thing. When he does it as the end of a chain, it seems like it's an opportunity, but it's just wow. But it's just inconsistent. See, I think I feel bad now because I bet what that summoning guy wanted to do is go into the other fight because you get a decent amount of souls. It's easy. And I brought him the other way and he got wrecked. And maybe he let himself get wrecked because, like, you know what, this is not what I'm trying to do here. So I can respect that. Now, in my memory, co-oping this game, like, you know, some of the boss fights, they're fun to... Oh, I thought this guy was gone. They're fun. You know, the fights in this level are both fun fights that are fun to co-op. They give you a good amount of souls. Can't tell which arm's better to go off of. I hit the... Okay. I was about to say, I hit the attack button in there and it didn't register, so I don't know if I did something. My controller's a little wonky. It does seem like when he does a single attack, you don't want to mess with him yet. When he does a double attack, it's not... Then you might have a shot. I'm gonna get lit up because I'm being greedy. That's gonna... Oh, I thought that would catch me. Okay, get out of the way. Let's see how this goes. Okay. Again, it's one of those things like, should I be going to buy life gems? Is it the same? Is that the same Heide Knight? Is that why I thought he was gone, but he was really in here? I wonder if that would have had some AoE, the way it's sparked. Or if it's just... Ugh. Oh, man. What are we up to? Almost 2 hours now? What I might do... I'm tempted to... I'm tempted... I don't know what to do. Miss. Perfect. I don't think they have the same stamina rules that we do. You know, he just chained together like 5 attacks. Got lucky there, because that probably would have lit me up. I wonder if that sword's any good. I mean, it's definitely been kicking my ass for the last 2 hours, but... So here we go. Like, I think, you know, this is totally, like, I'm screwed here. Because I didn't get the one guy. I thought I saw the third guy coming, but maybe that was a mistake on my part. If nothing else, you're getting a good glimpse into what my first Souls runs are always like. So again, like sometimes I feel like I get that started and then he is too quick and attacks through it and I just get this weird shoulder check. That was me getting greedy. I was just like, screw it. Let me see if I can... Right. I froze up there for a second in a way I thought I'd just been killed, but it didn't look like it hit again. You know... That... that was legit, but, And maybe part of the point of the Scholar of the First Sin was to give... Again, like, I'm not a good Souls player by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm not inexperienced. But I'm getting the experience I had the first time I play these games. Is it range? Is that the trick? And so maybe that's what they were going for? I don't really know. Like, it just feels like he's flailing. Do I pop one? Let's see how quickly these things go down. Oh, what are you doing? All right. But basically, yeah, they didn't want you to be able to farm souls in this game at some point. So they make it so you... the enemies disappear. I mean, as you can see, like, you know, you do it over and over and over and over again. You can... assuming you don't lose the retrieval... And I thought part of the idea of, well, the soul memory was so you couldn't be like a level 1 with like crazy equipment. But with the non-spawning enemies, I feel like, what do they care if you farm souls, A, and B, you know, again, if you, but this was in vanilla, I was going to say, but if you make it so that you have to do this over and over and over and over and over again to the point where you're worried about how many souls they're getting, you know, maybe you've missed, oh, they're both coming. Maybe you've sort of missed the mark on, you know, having the person get through it. Okay. Satisfying sound when it bounces off that's... That would have killed me because I had my finger off the shield button. That did kill me for the exact same reason. All right, let's keep this train going. As you get to listen to me slowly lose my sanity. Has this guy disappeared yet? No. Oops. All right, I gave him a total window to beat me down, and I got nothing for it. This doesn't feel like the run. Nope. I was a little impatient because, again, the frustration is real. I wonder why people kill that. I mean, it's not like they all do it, but I've seen... I wonder if that's somewhere you go, or if that's just decoration. I've seen it sort of like, oh, if you want a great start to Dark Souls 2, you know, and then they proceed, these videos on YouTube, and then they proceed to spend like 55 minutes running through different areas, shortcutting, you know, stuff that like speedrunners could pull off, but I don't know if it's within the skill set of a normal player. But I imagine it's what an expert might do to get that strong opening. I don't even know if that was worth it, right? Like, I would block the second one, but it didn't seem to matter. Did I get my souls? Because I Yeah, the only clear window I've seen is when he does the 1-2 and then overhead. But that happens so infrequently that I'm not sure it's worth it. Still didn't matter there. I think because I delayed trying to get behind him for a backstab that didn't happen. Again, I don't know if there's going to be anybody that watches it to this point. I would love to know if you'd be so kind in the comments to leave a note on, like, how do you handle these guys? Like, sometimes I wondered, like, I went with the knight, but, like, should I have started as a sorcerer? Because I could have at least hit these guys from range. I don't know if it would have mattered. Can't get to his... Nope. So I was doing there, I thought if I was trying the right side, you know, there's the 1-2. I thought there seemed to be a window, but there he got a quick spin on me that... What are you going to do? I think I got my souls, though. I don't think I just lost everything. Trade blows there. It's definitely easier, I think, to get onto his sword side. Yeah. That's the window I thought existed. Apparently not. Now remember, I still haven't tackled the second boss. Part of me is tempted to go do that on vanilla just to take a break. Oh, maybe you gotta attack him in the swing, not when he's done with it. Keep opening myself up there. That was a little late there, but luckily I had time to get the roll off. Now again, if there's a way to make sure that 3-swing combo happened, I'd be golden. But I don't seem to be able to. Just gonna finish him. Because again, every time I kill him, is the chance I get closer to not having to kill him anymore. Okay, I got one down. If I can just escape. So one of the things I've heard is, you know, again, if I wish I could remember where these videos came from. I'll see if I can link to them if I can remember what they were. But there's a whole video on how lock-on in Dark Souls 2 is crap. And when I just killed that first guy without lock-on, I sort of got a little appreciation as to why. Because I was able to do a tighter turn to get around him to get another shot in. Which... I wonder what the Pale Stones do. I think it's an upgrade item, but... Anyway, it gave me a little bit of a tighter circle to get behind him for the next shot. So that middle one can sort of get behind him a little bit, so you got to give it a little distance. One, a little distance. And it doesn't matter because he's going to do a third one anyway, so you have time to get close again. That's why, like, these guys, I feel like, are not too bad. Let's see what an old Knight Shield brings to the table. Old Knight Shield. It does 100. It's way heavier. Gets me up to 64%. As opposed to, what am I now? 51. Oh, what's the, 24 strength. Ah, that's fair. You know what? Once again, I can't figure out... Oh, no, I can. I can get the Heide Knight on its own if I go far enough back. I believe. Nope. That could have killed me because, again, I got the attack off too late. Is it any three? Maybe it doesn't matter which direction the third one comes in? Don't take that backstab as like, oh, I cracked it. I was just thinking out loud and then I took a chance, but... Now, my other fear is these guys aggro at such a range that does that spear guy come while I'm trying to deal with him? Okay. Again, the smart thing would be to have a ring of sacrifice or to just nope out of this entirely, take the souls I have and put them to work. But, let's see what happens. Actually, let me get to level ground. I don't want to get thrown. Oh, interesting. That's one way to take on the dragon, I guess. I didn't even think about that. I want to be, I want to be all in on this. I expect it to go badly, but, at least I gave myself the best chance I could, right? Again, you gotta kill him. How do you get at him from here if he's already breathing fire? Oh, that is, apologies for the French. That is bullshit. That he got me clipping through the wall. Now, I don't have a bow to take him on from back here. So I'm not quite sure what to do at this point. Can you hide behind pillars? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to homeward bone. And let's travel back to Majula. My fear is that I don't have the dexterity to use a short bow. I don't even know if I have a short bow to see what the stats are. 12 dexterity, so let's get that going. I feel like I can't be that far off. Didn't even think to try 12 dexterity is what I'm looking at, right? I didn't even think to... If I get it to 14, I'm good to go for the halberd, but I don't know if the halberd itself is worth... I need to see if I can get arrows. That's the real trick. If I can get like a gajillion arrows. I don't know if this guy's going to have them, but maybe I can... Wood arrow, iron arrow, 50. Okay, this is what I need. I need a gajillion. Kind of hoping it would start to speed up a little bit. I guess it's ramping up a little, right? Basically, I went like 300. Because I don't know how many it's going to take. But I'm not above these kind of cheap tactics. Like, one of the times I fought Manus in Dark Souls 1, I was able to bow and arrow him from the top of the ridge, so I never... That's the only time before that recent run I fought him on my own and won. Okay, so we still got some souls. Maybe I can get Dex up to...
I'll be around.
I'm just kind of curious what the halberd's like. Might not be worth it, but yeah, nice. All right. Is the merchant here? No, she's not. But I could get 4 more life gems. So let's do that. I wonder why she hasn't traveled back yet. Oh, she's out of life gems. Perfect. Well, let's get some of these then. Okay. I don't think the halberd's going to compete with the +1 or +2 bastard sword or the fire sword, but I am just curious. It's this halberd. So the nice thing is now I'm not like paranoid about the fact I'm running around with 14,000 souls. I know it's stupid. You could always get them back, but I get paranoid. Is this guy gone? Oh, this guy might be gone. Okay, that did not go well. It does have some range to it, which is nice. Finish one of them off, but that guy's gonna get me. No? Okay, got lucky. Okay, alright. I don't mind the halberd. Can't tell if I'm sort of hunched over. No, okay. Although I might want to switch to the bastard sword. Because it's faster. When I'm dealing with the one Heide knight I know I have to deal with. So let's do that just because that's what I'm used to. Let's see, this is doing 175. 168. So, yeah, the halberd's doing a little more damage. Which is good, but I'm since I'm quote-unquote used to the bastard sword at the moment. Okay. Got a a little bit lucky there. I thought he was going to get the spin attack on me. Now he hit me even though I got the backstab off. So again, I don't know what's going on sometimes. Take it. Again, I don't think I've consistently figured out, oh, that's the spot. It just happened to work those 3 times for some reason. It's not that I felt like I had it figured out. So he's slumbered, so I don't know if the... A lot of reach on that. Okay. Now, I think the guy was shooting from around here. Let's see if I can pull that off. Okay. Question is, can he hit me? He can. Interesting. I do give him credit for not letting you totally cheese the guy. Like, I appreciate that the designers gave him a thing that you had to worry about even at this range. Oh yeah, look at that. Nice. Let me rate that. That's a good message. I should do that more often. So what I'm doing is I'm going to a side so that he shoots it, and then there's so much lead time as it comes in that I use that time. You know, basically I want to make sure I'm not just running down the middle. I want to draw a shot to the side so that I can give it a couple of rolls, get out of the way, not have to worry about it too much. I should have been reading these messages a long time ago, and I apologize. But I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this. I was like, part of me was wondering, like, should I, like, truncate this, right? But I think I'm going to leave this one in particular up. So you can sort of get the idea of, like, it wasn't just, you know, I ran by and that was that. It was brutal. What am I rocking here? It was brutal, right? It literally took me hours to get this going. stuck on the wall, I think. So yeah, you know, I apologize. I hope, if nothing else, you can laugh at me for how bad I am. That's fine. But you can sort of see, like, there was a difference between Scholar of the First Sin and Vanilla. And that difference was about 2 hours. Maybe even more at this point. Not quite down. I'm hoping I can get a cheap shot in before he can... There we go. If nothing else, let's get that drawbridge down. So at least I've achieved parity in the 2 levels. I might make this its own video, though, even though... Well, I guess it's sort of getting through the first, you know, like I did Forest of the Fallen Giants in one video. I don't know what that stuff is I picked up, though. Was it a shield? Yeah, I'm not sure what I... Well, whatever, doesn't matter. Alright, still no bonfire. Oh, 5 human effigies, nice. There's nobody here to help me. We don't need this. Let's make this so I have as much healing as I possibly can going into this fight. Now, this fight is a little Ornstein and Smaug, but it's mostly the Ornstein, but there's a few other tricks to it. So I expect this to go badly because I just don't remember. I'm hoping I can speed run past everything now that I've got the drawbridge down. It's got some attacks, I think, that, like, he jumps up in the air, and that's a tricky one. He might have an area of effect. I thought there was some magic, potentially. I don't know why the old Dragon Slayer's in here and there's a dragon outside. I don't know if he's got any grab attacks or anything. Ooh. Whoop. I thought there was some magic to him or something. Oh, there we go. It's the butt slam. Just gotta get out of the way. Ooh, that didn't do much damage. I wonder why. Couple of rolls out of the back for the butt slam. Classic Smaug. Was deciding whether or not to get greedy there. Decided not to. Did get greedy there. Let's finish this off. I think you can get a decent number of souls here, so it's a good one to co-op because it's, again, Smaug, Ornstein and Smaug reminiscent, and is there, though? I don't think there is. So we can talk to this guy, and I think we get into... There's a potential for another covenant. Tower shield. That's probably pretty good.
Transient being. This is no place for one such as you. Be gone. You are not needed. Transient being. Nothing has changed. You would never make a Knight of the Blue, and I have nothing more to say.
Interesting. I know you can...
Be gone.
I thought you could join the Knight of the Blue. But I don't know what you need to do that. So then I think there's a bonfire if you go downstairs. But I also think... Well, I gotta be careful. There might be another fight. But I think this is a dead end. I think the path forward is actually the other direction. So before we go, let's travel back. Yeah, Cathedral of the Blue. Let's go to Majula. I'm kind of tempted to run with the halberd a little bit. Maybe get a couple of those sweet Titanite shards and pump some points into it. Just because I don't know if I've done that in a while. Let's get... let's buy... 8 would be 6,400. Let's just get 8. Why not? Let's see what it does. Let's reinforce a weapon. Oh, weapon, not armor. We could get this up. Ooh, but it's tempting, but let's do the halberd. $245 is not bad. Can we do any here? No. And then let's dump the rest into leveling, and then let's switch back over and did I do it? Okay. And finish it up, and then we'll have this area done with both, and you clearly could see the difference. Doesn't seem like... Maybe it doesn't seem like it was a lot, but clearly, at least for my lacking of skill, it was significant. Get a little bit of that, a little bit of that, and a little bit more of that. I wonder if it scales with both. 60. I guess it's 2 with either. Let's do this though. I feel like 20 vigor is a good start, and then we can pump other things up to 20. Okay, and there we go. We're going to switch back to the other one, finish this one up, and yeah, we have then hopefully our second cage match in the books. Okay, so here we are. We are back in our vanilla run. It's doing 184 plus... It's 202, 212, 218. That's pretty good. That is pretty good, I gotta say. Well, let's, who cares? Let's give it a shot. Let's see what I've got going on in terms... Okay, I've got a decent amount of life gems. Okay. Let's travel to... here and see what we can do. Again, the drawbridge should be down. We don't have to deal with the Heide Knights, or whatever they're called. So my hope is that even if I needed to, I could just gun it and blow past everybody. And that's actually what I'm going to try this first time. I don't have any souls really for the most part, for all intents and purposes. I'm just going to go for it. But it's nice after spending 347 days in Scholar of the First Sin, it gives you like a nice glimpse of what this level is without all of that noise. So yeah, sure, you got 2 of these instead of 1 and 2 Heide Knights, but I'll take it. I'm gonna pop a life gem. And in fact, you might be able to, don't quote me on this, you might be able to, you know how I did the dragon on the last one with a bow and arrow, you might be able to pop this guy with a bow and arrow as well, and maybe he falls off the ledge and it's not quite so complicated, I don't know. But let's give it a shot. We'll try it with our flame longsword and see how it goes. Again, same fight. I don't know what we need to join the Cathedral of the Blue. Not as much damage as Bastard Sword was doing. Or the Halberd. What was I using in the last one? I guess it would make sense that if, you know, he's a dragon slayer kind of guy, he might have some resistances to fire. I think there's a logic to the fact there's not a dragon right outside the Dragon Slayer's apartment. Double roll to get out of the AoE. That's what I used to do with Smile with his lightning butt slam. I wonder what this stuff is on the floor. But again, you can see not a big deal. Feels appropriate after the vanilla version for the difficulty of the boss.
Transient.
I assume it's the
Be
same.
gone.
Yeah, I wonder what you need. I genuinely can't remember. Now, I don't know. Is that the same equipment? I absolutely cannot recall. Try arena, therefore don't give up. I wonder what that's referring to. Let's head back. And make sure we spend those souls, and then we'll wrap this one up, and then we'll call it. I didn't expect this to take as long as it did. At the same time, I think this is where I would have stopped it regardless. You know, we cleared sort of a level, so to speak. You got to see the comparisons quite clearly. You got to see my absolutely god-awful... Alright, we got more. I don't think I'm going to stick with the flame longsword. I know it's fine, but I'd rather... put it into weapons I'm probably going to mess with. I probably should get some arrows. because I don't believe I have any for this guy. I don't want 879, but 200 should be a good number to start with. Throwing knives are nice. Don't have the range. Maybe I could use the short bow to pull from a little further out. Maybe that'll be helpful. And then I should have a couple of souls left for a level or two, so let's go take care of that. Whoops. And we'll pack it in. I'm trying to think of what would be the next thing to do. I guess it would be
Bearer of the curse.
potentially to go
Seek souls.
back to Forest
Larger, more powerful souls.
and continue on from there.
Seek the
Oops, I don't
best
need to
wisdom.
listen to... But it'll give me a chance to sort of think, okay, what am I gonna do here? I need to get this up to 20 to use the halberd, and 14 for strength. I should be good for the bastard sword, though. Let me just make sure. So this is doing, what did I say? 180... About 188. What's the bastard sword up to? 168. And it's got a little more... Ooh, what am I lacking? Oh, 20 strength. Okay, let's stick with the flame sword. Do I have... Apologies, I'm sort of thinking out loud here. I do not have any souls to burn. Okay, so yeah, thanks again. Hopefully this was somewhat interesting, if not intensely tedious. Black Lodge Trivia Night. You found the YouTube channel here. We've started to do some stuff on Twitch. Matt's been doing some Sekiro. So check us out over there. It's Black Lodge Trivia Night on Twitch. Mostly, though, we're an actual play of tabletop RPGs. We do the videos here on YouTube, or if you want audio versions only, you can just search for us, Black Lodge Trivia Night, wherever you get your podcasts. We also have like a Damn Fine Coffee, a podcast that's sort of like an RPG discussion. Bookhouse Boys is an RPG sort of where we just pull something off the shelf, so to speak, and go into it a little bit. Again, both of those on YouTube, both of those can be found audio only. But otherwise, thanks again, and I'll get another area going pretty soon once I figure out which way I want to go. All right, thanks again. Take care.